Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alex Seguin, founder of De-Risking Strategies, Excel AI as well. A U.S. Air Force veteran, engineer, MBA. Also have some AI education, not only from Harvard Business Analytics program at Harvard University, that was just a 24-month program, but also at University of Texas. There's a hands-on AI machine learning course. I highly recommend 6 months. You'll definitely get hands-on Python experience if you haven't had it already. So with that, I'm going to begin a presentation just highlighting kind of where we're at today with education. And to explain a little background about both these initiatives, Excel AI, de-risking strategies. Um, Basically, we're experienced sensor and AI machine learning business and development team. We started with a few founders during COVID. A lot of people have volunteered to help get this off the ground. Um, and we're really hoping to de-risk global development through multi-partner collaborations. So Sue, a friend of mine in Honduras, is actually helping out. So exciting efforts all over the world one day. So with that, we are advancing off-the-shelf AI machine learning models for edge applications, which is out in the field whenever you don't need Wi-Fi, and also with cloud-enabled services such as API integrations and multi-sensor solutions. So with that, I'm going to begin and give a few demos at the end of this. So this will be really quick. Um, all right. So let's start with pain points by persona for the educational system and employment today. So I actually worked with Sue on this, and we established personas as student and job seekers. The second persona here is companies and talent seekers. So just because you're a company doesn't mean maybe you're not a small business or even just want one-on-one help for talent. And how do we do that today? So that's one bucket for a persona. Then we got parents and educators. So anyone in the educational system, like teachers, um, Austin Urban Technology Movement, so Autumn HQ, others like that in the world, we're working as a collaborative network and ecosystem to figure out what to do. Because if you look at these pain points, they're really tough and we can't solve them individually. So I'll go into the first one, lack of practical experience. So today, many students and job seekers struggle to find opportunities to apply their theoretical knowledge in real world scenarios, making it challenging to showcase their skills to potential employers. There's tough competition, and for student and job seekers as well, there's career transition challenges. So if you look at that, graduates and workforce members attempting to shift into AI and other technology roles often face in highlighting their transferable skills and rapidly evolving, adapting to the new fields, right? So if you're in one field and you go from marketing to, let's say, technology, um, it's very challenging, right? For the next two pain points I'm going to highlight for companies and talent seekers is employment prerequisites and complex hiring process. Today, job listings often demand specific credentials that may not align with the dynamic educational landscape, leaving students and job seekers worried about meeting the requirements. Not only that, but talent seekers often struggle with accurately assessing candidates' skills and potential fit for the roles, which not only leads to mismatches and high turnover rates, but also makes the process for reviewing resumes, conducting interviews, and evaluating technical skills time consuming and resource intensive for companies. So if you take even some of the biggest companies like Amazon, I've had friends, where Amazon doesn't want to train anyone internally. And it's often like they rather just go through the talent and make sure they figure out who to apply for a certain skill set in a vague and often job roles that aren't very clear. The management teams of the future have to be able to train employees and repurpose and reskill, as these AI APIs get better and better over time. So last bit I'll mention for persona three, which is parents and educators, is industry relevant educational gaps and pain points are also rapidly changing educational needs. So parents and educators struggle to align their curriculum with evolving industry needs, resulting in a mismatch between education and job requirements. Furthermore, students limit exposure to industry professionals and workplaces, making it challenging for parents and educators to offer relevant insights into viable career options. So that's very critical because if we don't know what to focus on, how are we supposed to teach? The educational market has to be able to keep up and experiment with today's pace of industry. We have to align industry better to the educational system. That might mean those who have made money in the past cannot keep up, and they just have to let go or adapt, right? So these large ecosystems of bookmaking, profiteering, but not aligning to the actual school systems and educational outcomes, which is jobs, let's let go to the systems that aren't serving us today. Rapidly and changing educational needs, parents and educators struggle to guide students due to the limited resources. Rapid tech changes, making education relevance uncertain. So there's a lot of uncertainty in today, and it's very critical because if you look at potential problems, as we will highlight the next slide, you know, all these pain points should be addressed in the future, whether it's 1 year, 3 years, 5 years from now, we should have plans in place to get to a better end state. So statement I'll outline here. It's actually format Mark Holden and I worked through. Um, he's worked with me at FLIR as well as Shield AI, but very good at product management. I think he's doing consulting now. So best of luck to you, Mark, as you step fully into your consulting services. So we're going to highlight this format, which is problem statement, outcomes, whys, and problems with the status quo. So it's the problem statement. The current educational and employment landscape faces multifaceted challenges, including lack of practical experience, intense competition, career transition hurdles, stringent employment prerequisites, complex hiring process, and industry-relevant educational gaps. Additionally, the rapid changing educational needs exacerbates the difficulties faced by both students and job seekers. Outcomes. So I used AI for this, so I'll show you how to do that later, and just narrowed it down to 3 major high priority outcomes. Practical applications. Bridge theory practice gap for students and job seekers, enhancing skill demonstration. Market edge. Differentiate candidates in competitive AI and technology job market, aiding employability. And smooth transitions. Facilitate successful career shifts for graduates in AI tech roles, addressing skill gaps. If you think about it, we really just want to highlight the skills of the employees, make sure it's not a resume thing in order for them to prove their skills, show what outcomes they actually delivered for either personal projects or part-time consulting activities. Whys. Industry relevance, career growth, and efficient talent acquisition. Industry relevance. Address challenges to ensure education aligns with dynamic industry needs. We also have to figure out career growth, enhance employability, fostering job success for students and job seekers, and efficient talent acquisition, streamline hiring process, saving resources for talent seekers and job seekers. So this is critical because why are we actually targeting the outcomes? Because the systems are unfortunately not adapted to the fast pace of the growing market for the technology changes that are at the forefront today. So I'm going to highlight the last piece for a problem statement, which is problems with the current systems or status quo. There's limited skill proof, intense competition, and career shift barriers for the top 3. So limited skill proof, lack of practical experience hampers skill validation. For instance, if you don't have real world experience, a lot of job employers won't believe that you can actually do this skill set, even though with a little guidance, you can actually get there. Intense competition. Tough AI and technology job market obscures candidate suitability and career shift barriers. Transitioning into AI and technology roles faces skill mismatch and adaptability hurdles. So those are the current problem statements. I ask you simmer on these, subconsciously digest and see what truths you have. Feel free to post in the chat bar as well as the comment section of this YouTube post. From here, I'm going to give some demos of how to use AI education as an AI assistant for those in the technology and more likely the educational fields. So for those teachers who want to really keep up with fast-paced curriculum development, all these other tool sets, I'm going to show some demos. So stay tuned. Otherwise, I'd say feel free to go off on your merry way, and I ask you to review these 2 slides, and feel free to send any questions. All right. So first demo we're going to do is going to be Python demo. So Python will become more and more popular in the future as AI toolsets get better. So if we go into this example, we're going to highlight opening in this terminal. So the cool thing with Python is you really don't need that much experience coding. If you look at this code, it's pretty simple, but basically, I think we got like less than maybe 30 lines of code here, including packages and everything else. All right. So I'm going to run this code. So we're going to just write Python and V to T, which is voice to text. I hit tab and it fills out the blanks. And here we're going to average or actually summarize what I said on the last slide, which is the educational systems need strong revamping. And if we don't do something today, we're going to be at loss for filling not only the job fields, but also innovating into the future, stuck in the old ways of doing things. So please summarize this to 3 to 5 bullets. All right, so there you see ChatGPT has a voice AI integration, pretty simple to run. You basically talk, you actually voice your prompt, and then you see the 3 bullets. Educational systems require significant revamping. Failure to take action today will result in lagging behind the job fulfillment and innovation. The need for revamping extends just beyond job fields to foster future innovation. Outdated methods hinder progress and innovation. Urgent action is necessary to address these issues. So how cool is that we can voice over? Our goal here is to come up with a whole bunch of API integrations over time that benefit the average user without having to buy special software packages. A lot of companies will actually create these APIs and try to make a whole business off of this. But talking to a few people Ubering in between jobs, job assignments, I basically talked to lots of investors, and everyone wants to be an AI company today, and very few actually have that vision and actually to do something differentiated in that space. And one API is not the way to the future, but how do you actually do things to actually simplify people's jobs over time and add value to people's lives and the small businesses, medium-sized companies in the world? So I'm going to go to demo number 2 here. I'm going to do one AI example here and basically show you how to take a YouTube video, such as this one I had when we launched our Kickstarter in 2020. So we're going to take this and we're going to basically take the transcript. From here, you can actually copy this transcript directly or write your own Python script to do so yourself. And we're going to paste it in. And before that, we're going to say, please summarize this YouTube video into 3 to 5 bullets. Copy and paste everything in. We're good to go. And at the back end, we see integrated machine learning is a burgeoning field, but lacks exposure for young developers. The hands-on AI kit by AI ML Technology Solutions offers a ready-to-use environment for machine learning exploration with hardware, sensors, and pre-configured models. The goal is to provide exposure to students starting from high school, creating a network of 500 skilled individuals that lead to AI machine learning. This project aims to contribute to U.S. expertise in AI machine learning, solving real-world problems like industrial inspections and security applications. The founder's personal goal is to introduce machine learning early, such as middle school, fostering innovation and offering support through education, internships, and jobs. All right. So for one, pretty easy. Don't pay for a service for this. Do it yourself. If you want to summarize a video or scrub the internet, you can do that. What's really cool, here's the next part where I'm going to basically say, create student exercises, objectives, outcome with computer vision kit using the Excel AI ecosystem. So this is for teachers. If you want to just create a real quick curriculum with student exercises. I'll do a spell check, even though it doesn't really matter. Natural language processing is pretty good now. And we're going to basically say, this is always amazing. Sue and I did this yesterday. We basically, module 1, objectives, understand the basics of computer vision, familiarize students, introduce the concept of image processing and analytics. Exercise, watch introductory videos on computer vision, install the software, explore sample image data sets. Outcomes, students gain an overview of its significance. Students set up the developing environment for Excel AI. So we basically have 3, 4, 5 modules. If you look at module 5, objective, apply the acquired knowledge to real-world computer vision problems, present a complete solution using the Excel AI ecosystem. Now, exercises for this, choose a real-world problem. Collect data source, design and implement computer vision solution, and present project challenges and results. So how cool is this? basically come up with real-time projects. And what I envision in the future is you might have half your class is basically theory and teacher-led exercises, and 50% is uh, projects co-created with the students themselves to do something in their interest area with homework around that problem. So in conclusion, upon completing this curriculum, students will have gained comprehensive understanding of computer vision concepts, hands-on experience with Excel AI ecosystem, and the ability to tackle real-world computer vision challenges. They will be well equipped to explore advanced topics in the field of contribute in the development of innovative AI-powered solutions. So let's just take that another exercise here. We're going to basically copy and paste the objectives and outcomes from that past slide I did here. So if you remember, we had this slide here. I'm going to take the problem statement and outcomes. And I'm going to simplify, let's say, so this helps if I copy and paste it. I'm going to just make this a two-screen setup here. Cool. All right. So we're going to say, please write problems with the status quo. Now we'll just do that based off the pain points. So let's do this differently. I'm going to take only the pain points from the first slide and see if it'll come up with potential problems with the status quo. Not having done this, I don't know what's going to spit out, but this is where we use our human intelligence. And we basically, before we did a limited skill proof, intense competition, career shift barriers. And so this comes up with similar things. So lack of practical experience, tough competition, career challenges, employment prerequisites. It summarized that. I'm going to say simplify into 3 bullets. And since it remembers a past prompt, you can do that. And basically, lack of practical exposure, intense competition, changing landscape and mismatch. So similar to these problems with the status quo, I'm going to guess these are a little better. And for each of the 3 bullets, create a single short phrase from the 2 sub bullets. So again, this is just playing with prompts, so knowing how this works. Didn't do it properly, but I was hoping that these would get simplified into a single bullet. So I can do that. Simplify into a short phrase and do it manually this way as well. So difficulty applying theory practically and showcasing skills to employers. So that ends the demo. And what I'll do here is basically kind of recap, which is some of these tools can be used to not only keep up with the current changing fast-paced market in the AI space, but also to develop curriculum, right? So as we can aggregate students' responses and understand what they want to cover that week after basic theory, we can actually establish more real-world applications in areas of interest that make their curriculum aligned with at least some interest in what they see in the job market. And then we can, more importantly, start assigning practical applications for industry. So, pick 1 or 2 industry examples and see if they can do something similar in one of their interest areas, like establishing a YouTube post, for instance, or doing videos. So that's my short video. I'm gonna post this shortly and give this for intro also for a Honduras opportunity we have going, but I hope you all are doing well. Thank you for joining this channel, and thanks for everyone for pushing this out as well, as it's very key and critical. We align as humanity to get some of these educational initiatives off the ground and start to move in the right direction when it comes to shifting the paradigms, not that technology is so far ahead. So I appreciate it. Thank you for joining the Excel AI intro to educational systems and placing off into jobs. And thanks for watching these 2 demos. Appreciate it.